Hey everyone, CPO here, and in this video I'm going to be demonstrating the lane follow assist function within my Kia EV6. This is the same for all the modern Kia vehicles and Hyundai and Genesis vehicles. Lane follow assist is basically driver assistance that will help you with steering the car and basically following your lane. And so that is different than highway drive assist or lane keep assist even, where it keeps you potentially from leaving your lane. This is where it will sort of give you some driver assistance. It's often called self-driving, not true self-driving, but it does assist you with steering the vehicle. So I'm going to enable that right now by pressing that button. And I've got a couple indicators here and in the HUD. I'm not sure if you can see the HUD from this camera view, but I have a green steering wheel, which indicates that lane follow assist is actually active. And what it's doing is it's identifying the far right edge of the lane by the line and the center of the lane, or the center of the road, the other edge of my lane by the yellow line, and it's going to center me between those. Now, where this starts to fall down is in places where the lines are not super clear or they're not there. But you can see there, I took that that route properly, which doesn't always work. So I'm going to let this run for this trip. I'm just going to run an errand real quick, and I thought it would be a good time to do this, and then we'll see how well it does. Now, the way Kia, and actually I think pretty much every single vehicle, including Tesla's autopilot, knows that you're, as a driver, paying attention and alert is by sensing your connection to the steering wheel. So it wants to sense a little bit of torque or resistance on the steering wheel. And so you can see here, I haven't touched the wheel in a while. It says keep hands on steering wheel. The way to clear that is just put the hand on the steering wheel. It'll sense that little bit of resistance and then continue to operate. Now, so here's an example of what I don't like about Kia's system is it's starting to ping pong me a little bit between the lanes. The lane isn't super wide, but for some reason, as it's centering, it's ping ponging me back and forth just a touch. I do not like that. And I had the same problem in the Golf R, except I was able to go in and do some mild programming to tighten that up. Not so much here. Now in a case where the lane splits, we'll see if it can figure out, and touch the steering wheel so it stops yelling at me. Yeah, I feel like I'm really riding the right side of this, but that's okay. It's pulled me back into the center of this lane. So with the keep hands on steering wheel thing, one of the challenges I have is I never can predict how long I have before it asks me for that. And in theory, as long as I have my hands on the steering wheel, I never have to worry about it. But there's 2 points to that. One is sometimes I like to take my hands off the steering wheel, always being prepared and ready to take an evasive maneuver or take control of the steering whenever necessary. But also, sometimes I'm holding the steering wheel and it alerts me because I guess I have a light touch on the steering wheel and it can't detect any resistance, so it alerts me. But the timing, let's see what it does here. Oh yeah, so it lost it. Going through the intersection, it completely lost it. Now I've got it back. Completely lost track of where it was because the lanes were not clearly defined through that long intersection. So that's always a problem, is almost all of the intersections, the Kia default lane follow assist will not remain active. But back to timing, sometimes it seems like 10 or 15 seconds and it's yelling at me. Sometimes I feel like I can go for a really long time. I've been trying to figure out the pattern. If you know this, please let me know. But I've been trying to figure out the pattern on whether or not it has anything to do with other inputs, like if I'm consistently manipulating the accelerator pedal like I am today, like I'm taking full control of the acceleration and deceleration, right? Gas and brake, if this was a traditional car. So I'm in complete control of that. So in theory, the vehicle should be able to detect that I'm paying attention because I'm manipulating the speed of the car in a way that shows I'm alert and attentive. So I don't know if that comes into play. I don't know if it's based on vehicle speed or maybe a combination of all of that. But I do find in some cases, and I think that there's got to be something to do with manipulating the accelerator and adjusting speed control, that it's like, okay, yeah, he's paying attention. I don't know, I could just be making this up, but that's what it feels like to me. So anyway, I don't know if you can see the HUD display through this camera angle or not. But either way, I have the same thing replicated. Here's the green light. And then this is the indicator that says it can tell that it sees both edges of the lane. So this did actually pretty good going through that intersection. It maintained its awareness of where it was in the lane that entire time. So that was pretty good. And I'm just going to basically take a drive and see how this works. Super annoying though, like here I've got my hand on the steering wheel. Actually, it's really good timing, and it doesn't realize my hand is there. And that's because I'm just doing a light touch. Like I do that when I'm not using lane follow assist or any assisted driving at all. I will oftentimes just have a really light hold on the steering wheel because I'm going in a straight line and the car is doing what I need it to do. So there's no reason to like manhandle the steering wheel. But whenever I'm in lane follow assist, obviously it demands that it knows I'm there, so I have to always give it a little tug here and there. So obviously we're coming up here to a turn. There's no way that it's going to know what to do in this situation. So I'm just going to take control of it during that process and then let go of the controls and let it continue on as soon as I can ensure that it has found its center. What I don't like about lane keep assist is it tries to center in the lane, which, as I mentioned, sometimes is not clear to the car, and so that it loses its awareness of where it is in the lane. But also, sometimes the center of the lane isn't where I want to be. Sometimes I want to be just a little bit to the right of center. Let's say it's a tight 2-lane, lots of traffic. Like, I don't want to ride dead middle. I kind of like to ride the outer edge just slightly to give more room between cars that are passing close. In a case like this, a multi-lane road where we're all going the same direction, absolutely I want to be in the middle of my lane. And then sometimes there's like sketchy stuff on the edge of the roadway that makes me want to stay a little bit, left of center. That guy doesn't know his lane awareness apparently. So yeah, car is back in lane follow assist mode. It seems to know where my lane markers are and thus is keeping me centered accordingly. Now in the Kia, you can have both lane follow assist and adaptive cruise control running simultaneously, or you can have one or the other. Like I said, right now I'm just doing lane follow assist, but if I wanted to turn on adaptive cruise control, then I can do that. And as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and do that now. I will ramp up what I think I want my maximum speed to be on this road. I'm gonna set it for 50. It's a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit road, but we're not gonna hit 50 anyway with the traffic. And now the car is in both lane follow assist and in adaptive cruise control. I think there might be another technical term for it where it does start and stop as well. So right now what it's telling me is to use the switch or the pedal to accelerate. So it will stop for you in traffic like this, but if you're stopped for more than 3 seconds, it won't auto start moving for you. It waits for you to acknowledge. So there, I just use the switch to acknowledge that I'm ready to move forward. And then now it's going to move forward, and I can establish using this button the distance I want to be behind the car in front of me. So now I'm in basically what most people would consider full self-driving mode, right? Which is not truly what it is. It's assisted mode. It's level 2 self-driving. But the car is controlling the speed. That includes acceleration and braking, and is controlling the steering to keep me centered within my lane. Now, there are some additional benefits and capabilities that the car has when I'm on the highway, such as highway drive assist, which will do automatic lane changes, which honestly I think is fairly gimmicky, but it is what it is. I'm fairly capable of changing lanes when I am ready to do so. But I'm not against, and I know that like OpenPilot, which I'm about to install, does do automatic lane changing. The problem I have with the Kia it said, I don't know where I'm at, and then like just lost control. Now we're back on. This is why you always have to be prepared to take control of the vehicle. The Kia's automatic lane change, whenever you're in highway assist, is just so slow. Like, it just takes forever to actually take action once you say, I'm going to change lanes. So I'd just rather do it myself in a lot of cases. So this is it. This is, lane follow assist. Lane keep assist is the one that will just alert you if it senses you're leaving your lane without your blinker on, and it'll sort of nudge you maybe and say, hey, are you sure you want to do that? If you turn on your blinker, it just ignores the lines and you can do what you want. But lane follow assist is what people refer to as the self-driving mode, where it does the steering controls for you. And again, the adaptive cruise control handles the longitudinal axis of acceleration and braking. Now, see, it got a little wonky there, even though it didn't immediately tell me that it couldn't find itself. It did, it made a strange decision in that intersection, which made me a little uncomfortable. And then it lost itself. So it was impending. I don't know where I'm at, but it manipulated. Now it lost it. Now it's back. So pretty much every intersection in a city environment like this is going to be problematic with the default Kia built-in lane follow assist. So every intersection, I'm always prepared. Yeah, I lost it there. And now it's back. I'm always prepared to take control for the intersections, which is not super helpful. I'm hopeful that OpenPilot will do a better job. The comma.ai is going to be installed here pretty soon. There's no way I'm going to get through this intersection without control. And I think it's going to follow through intersections way more accurately and consistently than Kia does. Oh my God, it makes me so nervous letting the car stop for me automatically, which it just did. And it's nice. It does it in a way that is not proactive. It does it in a reactive way, right? It uses the radar to determine distance. I'm going to go ahead and take back control of the accelerator and the brake. But it does it in a reactive manner. In other words, by the time it realizes the car in front of me is slowing to a stop, as a human, I've already recognized that is going to happen, and there's lots of traffic stacked up, and I can anticipate that's going to happen, and I can make a more gentle and proactive response to slowing down and stopping behind the car in front of me. Whereas for the Kia, every time it stops, it's it's a big surprise. Oh, wow, we're stopping. And then it sort of does this staged stopping that I just don't enjoy. So even if I have lane follow assist enabled, I will oftentimes just take control of acceleration and deceleration myself, just because it's a lot cleaner and I can anticipate problems in a way that the car can't. I am curious to see how OpenPilot handles this though. Really curious, and expectant that it's going to do a lot better job. All right, y'all, it's a future me. Sorry, I realized I didn't have any good curvy footage of showing how lane follow assist will manage curves. So I'm gonna put in a couple of clips here of me going around curves. So these are a little bit out of sequence from the rest of the video, but I think important. By the way, if you do wanna see any other automated driving videos in the Kia, please let me know. I can do highway drive assist content as well if you want to see how that works. If you already own a Kia, you may already be familiar with this. If you're interested in such a vehicle, it might be useful to see how it works. There's lots of videos out on the interwebs though. So some of this I'm just doing for me, quite frankly, but I do definitely want to do a comparison between this and OpenPilot because I think there's going to be a pretty remarkable difference in the logic and the strategy behind how Kia chooses to do things and how OpenPilot chooses to do things. All right, this is going to be an example of a decently curvy little road here, so we will see how lane follow assist does. I'm just going to ask it to stay in this right lane and we'll see what happens. Lost it, got it back. Keep hands on the wheel. Yeah, it did not stay in my lane. It's got enough torque to it, just I'm not sure if it's the bike lane over here that has confused it. No, it just completely lost the lane again. So yeah, not going to be able to handle anything with any real significant curvature to it just because I don't know why. So I'm curious to see. I'm going to run this same road with OpenPilot, see what it does. Who knows? Stay tuned for more because I've really been fascinated by self-driving modes and automated driving and AI assisted driving, whatever you want to call it, to the point where I've invested some money in this problem and I want to see how it goes. Anyway, guys, that's it. Just wanted to share that with you. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.